The DFA Awards 2021 presentation ceremony was held at the newly opened M+ Museum in Hong Kong on the 1st of December. It has been successfully concluded. Even though not all overseas award winners were able to attend the event, this episode will recap the ceremony so we have the opportunity to share the stories and joy from all the awardees. DFA is one of the most prestigious design awards in the region. Since 2003, it has been celebrating designs and thinkers that improve the quality of life, embody social innovations, and preserve cultural heritage. All awardees demonstrated exceptional talent and design techniques across different disciplines. The 5 major awards of DFA Awards are DFA Lifetime Achievement Award, DFA Design Leadership Award, DFA World's Outstanding Chinese Designer, DFA Design for Asia Awards, and DFA Hong Kong Young Design Talent Award.
Traditionally, Hong Kong is a major design city in Asia since early 70s. We provide fashion, branding, marketing design over the world. But in last 10 years, I think we are gradually strengthening the area of digital design and also the product design. And I think this is very encouraging, especially for the new generations. And also, and of course, the DFA is also a great platform for the young designers to showcase their work over the world.
This year, the DFA Awards 2021 honors 3 trailblazers in the world of design for their contributions to the industry. The DFA World Outstanding Chinese Designer 2021 honors his vast contribution and dedication in promoting the creative industry and culture of Hong Kong and Asia.
And this year, the award goes to my friend, well-known designers in Hong Kong, Mr. Freeman Lau.
Freeman Lau is a Hong Kong designer renowned for his art and design innovations. He is the brains behind some of Hong Kong's most iconic designs, which have earned him over 300 design awards during his career, a testament to his international success.
It's not only my success, it's a success story for Hong Kong. That we capture the right moment to create the kind of Chinese modern design style that can be shared with the world. In the 70s, when I was in secondary school, the Hong Kong creative industry was started. And a lot of talented designers, artists, even like pop culture and publishing, they were flourishing in all areas. So we were very inspired and became designers in the 80s. So, and I work as a designer since then. In that decade, it was the kind of the starting point of local creative industry. So a lot of great designers, artists, even like performers and directors, all work very closely and and then at that time it's really the not only local culture, but we developed a kind of co-disciplinary exercise in Hong Kong already, which encouraged me to become a designer in the 80s. Since then, I have been working for 40 years. In the late 80s, I became partner of Mr. Ken Tai Keung. And later on, in the 90s, we have a new partner, younger generation, Ko Hong, so join us. And our company may be a bit famous in this because we have 3 generations of designers working together, hand in hand, with the same philosophy. So, well, although that we are now working in different places, like I'm working in Hong Kong and Ko-Hong working in Shenzhen, but we share the same kind of ideal that we should make Chinese designer modern in the world.
Lau's creative contributions are widely recognized and have had a significant cultural impact in Asia. Lau is perhaps best known for his acclaimed chair play series, which has been shown worldwide in numerous exhibitions and museum collections.
Since then, I developed a series of product related to culture even more. So this is kind of turning point. Another turning point, of course, is the handover of Hong Kong back to China. That really inspired me to do a series of work using chairs as a symbol to talk about the situation in Hong Kong. And I use chair as a kind of metaphor and also a symbol to create artwork and posters and even public artwork and even furniture. My chair play series has been doing for 20 years already. So that is another kind of important works besides my professional practice. This chair play series is more like my personal artwork.
Freeman Lau honed his craft in several different fields, including books, graphic design, posters, and commercial products. Lau has been tirelessly promoting the development of design in Hong Kong, Greater China, and Asia.
So I began to study bamboo. This material in China is not only a material, it's kind of culture. That 1,000 years ago, scholars began to draw bamboo to represent himself, his kind of gentlemanship. So this is very interesting. So I believe that the bamboo design can be very unique to the world, especially created in China with Chinese culture behind. Actually, I just follow my heart that I felt in love with Chinese culture. So I study paintings, calligraphy, folk art, and from those area, I have my inspiration for my design. And then the later stage, I kind of mastered the kind of language and then became my creative tools to create my own unique style. So, and then of course, the context is most important, to find a story that you want to tell the world. If you know Hong Kong well enough, you position Hong Kong as a hub. Then using this hub, you can work with all other people. That is I think this is the advantage of Hong Kong all these 40, 50 years. Yes. As I said, the younger generation, the younger designers, they should have the courage to create their own style, to have their own style, but also really look into our culture, the Hong Kong culture, Chinese culture, Asian culture. Then they can be unique in the world. Although there's ups and downs in business, but throughout all these 40 years as a designers, we don't really face difficulties that we cannot solve. And even when we were difficult, we still enjoy the work of the life as a designer. I think I'm quite lucky. But Hong Kong is a very good place that many people enjoy the same. Well, everyone knows that I will thank Dr. Ken, Dr. Ken Tai Kang Gansuk. So he is my mentor, and he was very brave to accept me as a partner in the late 80s, because at that time I was very young, and he was already a great master. So that started our tradition, and now became a KR&K. We have 3 generations of designers in one company. I'm still healthy. That's keep me working. Yeah, and then the enjoy. I really, no matter how hard is the work, there is always pleasure in the process.
I'm quite optimistic about the development of design in the future. Under the pandemic, we are unable to change the situation, but we are challenged to change ourselves. And this is exactly, the value of design thinking. We have to use the more innovation idea for us to consider what we can do in the future. DFA Design Leadership Award recognizes the business leader who create exceptional and sustainable business success through strategic and innovation use of design. And this recipient, Mr. Ming Lian Tan, is a pioneer of e-sport hardware and is seen as a trailblazer for the younger generation.
I'm deeply honored to receive the DFA Design Leadership Award. From our inception, for gamers, by gamers, that's been our motto. And design has been an integral part in everything that we do over here. So in short, I'd like to share this award with every single member of the gaming community, the Razer community, and hope that moving forward from here, we will continue to push the envelope for design for the gaming community for the years to come.
The DFA Design Leadership Award 2021 honors Min Liang Tan for his unrelenting mission in pushing the boundaries of the gaming industry and driving innovation through design. Seen as a legend in gaming lifestyle brands for the Razer brand, he is also regarded as a trailblazer for the younger generation, someone following their dreams while adding valuable contributions to society.
The gamers didn't just see us as a brand, right? They saw us as part of a much broader family, an army of sorts, where they started connecting with us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, etc. So I think many of these milestones, continue to grow for us. And it's still pretty exciting to see gamers, tattoo our products on themselves and tell us every day, how passionate they are about our designs.
As CEO, co-founder and creative director of one of the world's leading lifestyle brands for gamers, Tan has demonstrated how radical thinking and innovative design can disrupt gaming.
We had so many people reach out to us from the disabled community, the physically challenged, and when they spoke to us, some of them, and one of them I think resonated very clearly with us. A whole group of them came together and said, look, we lost the use of our right hand because of a variety of reasons, but we are gamers too. For gamers, by gamers, would you create a left-hand mouse for us? And we did, and that's why I think we have such a real passionate fan base. There's actually a group, I think, on the internet that calls themselves the left-hand gamers, and they are insanely passionate about the left-hand mice that we come up with. To us, because design is more than just about a business. Design is about creating products that make sense or really change the lives of the people around us. And this left-hand mouse has truly changed the lives of many of the gamers out there. We are really focused on the function first, and then we build the aesthetics around the function. And to that end, we make sure we use the most premium materials, the most honest materials and things like that. And that's how we provide for designing a truly immersive experience, to start from the function, ensure that we get the function right, and then take away every other superfluous kind of design element on top of it, and just ensure that it works. Today, we're so used to engaging with people globally, virtually, and I feel that the pandemic has really accelerated this digital aspect, but to a greater extent where in the future, we will see the metaverse as important as the physical universe, where we will be working in the metaverse, we will be living in the metaverse, and at some point, our lives will be 50% in the digital world and 50% in the physical world. So that's one big thing that I am personally excited about. And I think my advice would be, if you're truly passionate or you truly believe in your design, just keep at it, because at some point of time, people will appreciate it. It may not be a very broad group of people. It could be a massive group of people like gamers. There are 3 billion gamers out there. Or it could be a small group of people, but good design will always be appreciated. So I think that's really what I would provide as advice to the younger designers.
DFA Lifetime Achievement Award. It signifies the design community's respect for individuals who have made lifelong contributions to the design profession, education, and society, especially in Asia. And this year, the award goes to one of the most influential figures in the design world, Professor Patrick Whitney.
Patrick Whitney is the professor in residence of D Lab in the T.H. Chan School of Public Health at Harvard, a leading laboratory that explores and demonstrates how design methods and frameworks can improve human well-being.
I want to thank the Hong Kong Design Center and the community in Hong Kong for this amazing award. It's a Lifetime Achievement Award. It means a great deal to me, and thank you for this. I first came to Hong Kong as an 18-year-old high school graduate to exploring the world. It's the first place in Asia I came. And it was welcoming then, and then when I came back decades later in 1985, at the invitation of Victor Lowe, where he said, why don't you stop in Hong Kong next time you're in Asia? Little did I know that he was taking me on an adventure that I would never forget, and it would be very deep, mean a great deal to me. We put on CEO dinners, we put on conferences, we launched research projects, all in an attempt to bring Hong Kong, to help Hong Kong advance from a pure low-cost manufacturing center to something that used design to create new value. I owe a great deal to the executives and the people I worked with in Hong Kong for the advances I was able to make in my career. I thank you for this, for all the people, the alumni from the Institute of Design who worked here, and I look forward to working with you in the future as we receive grants from the Gates Foundation and other sources to do work on bringing design to healthcare and the well-being of people in villages throughout Asia. The agenda we set for ourselves seems impossible, but I've got to tell you, in 1985, it seemed impossible to bring human-centered design and design strategy to the manufacturing culture of Hong Kong. But we did it, you did it. The Hong Kong we're celebrating, the design in Hong Kong we're celebrating today didn't exist in 1985. And it's our job now to imagine a future that may seem impossible to bring into existence, but we can do it if we all work together.
This DFA Lifetime Achievement Award 2021 honors Whitney for his vast contribution to the design industry through strategic development, education programs, and his advisory work to governing design bodies.
In a way, culture is the description of how we change. Imagine a society that didn't change. We would think it was culturally dead. So the issue is, how do we accept that change is going to happen? Maybe caused by technology, but it could be caused by policy changes or economics. Or you watch a big one coming called climate change. Watch how climate change is going to change culture. The pandemic changes culture. So technology got a lot of attention because of the rise of the internet and the shifts to flexible production. But I think we're moving into an era where, in the developed world at least, Hong Kong, southeastern China, Mumbai, the United States, London, we're moving into a world where technology is one important driver, but not the only important driver. I think the pandemic has taught us that maybe the life we were living is not the life we want to live. Maybe we should take more time with family members and more time for ourselves, and not be so wrapped up in surviving the next gizmo. So we're moving from gizmo-centered design, and human-centeredness was about making the gizmos easier to use, to a design that is human-centered but not focused on making gizmos easier to use, but helping us decide what's important in our life and make changes accordingly.
Designers are very resilient, so the pandemic has very little impact on the quality and diversity of the awards applicants this year. I can see there are very nice awards from across the different discipline spectrums, and I'm very glad to see that life-centered design featured very strongly in this year's applicants and winners.
Despite the many challenges brought by the pandemics, the DFA Awards aims to recognize design excellence of the winners and highlight their unique philosophies. This year, a total of 180 awards for design projects from different economies are conferred under the DFA Design for Asia Awards. 10 Grand Awards, 1 Grand Award for Culture, 1 Grand Award for Sustainability, 6 Grand Awards with Special Mention, 14 Gold Awards, 26 Silver Awards, 44 Bronze Awards, and 78 Merit Awards.
Well, the National 14th Five-Year Plan is positioning Hong Kong as the International Culture and Art Exchange Center, as well as the Regional Intellectual Property Trading Center. I think those will have very, very positive impact on the design industry in Hong Kong. I also would like to see different disciplines collaborating to put Hong Kong as a driving force towards designing a sustainable community in Hong Kong, as well as for Asia.
It's a well-conceived design project that provides essential service for our lives. proving that good concept and practice in design, besides solving problems, also contribute to life enhancement in the living environment. These recycle stations roll out in 3 stages. 22 stations to start, then test, improve, and finally determine how many more to install in the city. Besides emphasis on performance, essential to make design of the stations not only user-friendly but also sleek and inviting, attractive and easy to maintain.
In our vision is a new generation of stores with pleasant environment, enabling people from all walks of life doing clean recycling in the center, enjoying the recycling journey. We work with our design team to create this new logo and the new branding of these recycling shops. 6 is a homophone of 綠色 green in Cantonese. What we say is 循環不息，綠綠無窮. This recycling store has receiving very good support from the public, and for now it has more than 200,000 people visiting it every month. What we call it now 綠仔店.
A self-service recycling center has kickstarted Hong Kong's waste reduction campaign. It covers all 18 districts and offers 3 levels of service: recycling stations, recycling stores, and recycling spots according to community needs.
For sure, I want to thank my team, their effort round the clock before the commencement of the shops to make the project possible. I also want to thank the designer, the design team, our branding consultant, co-design, and our interior designer One Bites for their innovation and creation. Without their effort, it will be a different story. And more importantly, I also want to thank the public, because without their support, we won't have a success project.
The water hall, located in a village in Cambodia, is a community hall that houses a pump and a water filter system. Due to polluted water sources, about 110 families in the village can now readily access clean and potable water. Traditionally, water is stored in giant jars, but after prolonged contact with the jar's cement paste, the water can turn toxic and cause water poisoning. This impressive project not only eliminates health problems caused by the environment and some age-old customs, but also celebrates those traditions by creating a lively social venue for gatherings, celebrations, and community festivities.
We started off with doing another charity project in the same village called Stung, near the second largest city called Battambang in Cambodia. We were there for a few years and we realized there are a lot of opportunities to help improve their lives. That's why we had this idea of starting another project that would help alleviate water pollution and create a sense of community in the village.
We learn a lot, right? Yeah, like in terms of like design culture, we realize it's not. Yeah, there's not only one way to make the architectural solutions, and not necessarily to be a high tech, but many low tech and primitive ideas are really amazing and solve complex problem like in a simple way.
We are always inspired by how they make things, how they live, and these become very important inspirations and ideas that sometimes you cannot find in big cities or a commercialized world. And we really treasure those opportunities. Not only we're giving them solutions, they're also teaching us.
Access to clean water still remains a privilege for many. The Water Hall project collects water during the rainy months, and rain and lake water are filtered through the chemical cleansing plant that removes bacteria, viruses, and heavy metal ions. It has benefited many families, solved the village's severe drought problems, and become the village's social hub.
the villagers can give you immediate feedback, which is really valuable because we are learning at the same time, and so are they. And we kind of learn one step at a time, and we bring these summarized knowledge to our other projects in the other parts of the world. And we felt this is a good balance in while you're operating in a world-class city like Hong Kong. If you have like actual connection with like a city that's drastically different, it keeps your engine running as well. And things have been changing a lot throughout the world, not only in Hong Kong. So we're realizing there are a lot of ways you can combine technology and local techniques, plus observing like how climate change is morphing different patterns of living around the world. And you're constantly trying to keep pace with all these changes. And as designers and architects, we felt obliged not to look away. So we hope we can still, as a question for what's next, it's always to search for new problems, I guess.
Through the redesign project, the typically dull Ipe Square in Tsuen Wan was given a colorful life with cohesive and visual identity across the site. By adopting the communal living room design concept, the team has turned the public area into a gathering place for people of all ages, given a unique sense of place and a strong sense of community. Kids can now enjoy the new play equipment. Many of them are coming from their ideas and share the spaces with elderly and others. This is indeed a good design case to demonstrate the power of co-creation, where considerations, motivations, and needs are well taken into account through workshops and design reviews.
Future Studio team, but we believe in the partnership with local communities, working with different partners from the government to local district, and especially the superstars next to me, which are the young designers of the future. So thank you very much for this, and can't wait to share our 3 other parks with you.
This is an exhibition book about Chinese screens, which includes traditional screens and contemporary screens. The section on traditional screens is further divided into 2 parts, a collection of 5 academic essays and a pictures portion. The section on contemporary screens shows screen-related artworks created by 9 contemporary artists. The organization of 3 parts determines the physical structure of the book. The main book adapts thread binding in double-folded pages and should be read both from left to right and right to left. From a judge's point of view, the binding, the materials, and the printing of the book are very unique. And the overall composition, especially the typography, the grid, and the space arrangement, totally incorporates the spirit of the traditional Chinese screens. We all appreciate designers' great effort to create such beautiful piece.
很荣幸获得 DFA 2021亚洲设计大奖，感谢评委们的认可及鼓励，也谢谢大赛工作人员的辛勤付出。获此殊荣，我想其重要原因之一应该是书籍具有的文化属性。在此，也感谢此书的策划者乌宏先生。我相信，在未来人类的文明长河中，纸质书籍依然会熠熠发光。谢谢。
We were impressed with the submission because it took a very human-centered design view by relating issues from children's daily lives to provoke their interest, combining attractive graphic design with informative content to supplement teenagers' classroom learning experiences. And it uses design as a tool to develop deep engagement and curiosity.
We are the Grand Award winner of DFA Design for Asia Award 2021.
We thought this project, A Funeral Hall, was very poignant in the light of COVID and the aging population of Japan, where around 1 million people will be cremated each year. Funeral halls in Japan are resting places for the deceased, where wakes and memorial services take place before the hearse makes a final journey to the crematorium. Normally large, imposing structures, this funeral hall is completely different and has a much smaller scale, creating an intimate and almost at-home atmosphere. The site, in a residential area next to a railway station, runs parallel with the tracks. At the station, people line up to take journeys to different places, and at the funeral hall, people line up to see the deceased depart to the crematorium. There's something unifying and comforting with the similar scenes happening next to one another, allowing the funeral hall to be a natural part of this city in Nagasaki Prefecture. We felt this was not only an exquisitely planned and detailed project, but looks at this usually intimidating building type in a new light, making the farewell platform a worthy winner of the Design for Asia Grand Award.
I'm delighted to receive the Grand Award at this Design for Asia Awards. In 2017, I received the same award. At that time, I could participate in a wonderful award ceremony in Hong Kong. I'm sorry that I can't go this time due to the pandemic. I would like to design a new attractive architecture so that I can meet you again.
This project is seemingly modest and small. However, it is a very carefully planned and high-quality project. Kumamoto Castle was severely damaged by the earthquake. Normally, in such case, visitors are not allowed to visit the castle. However, the path was built to show both the destroyed castle and the restoration process. Therefore, it is temporary pedestrian deck for 20 years. To construct the deck, it was not possible to dig the foundation into the ground without damaging existing cultural asset. Therefore, it was carefully installed using high-level technology. From a landscape point of view, the design is extremely simple and harmonious to the place. This delicate and temporary structure that is not conflict with nature is a very good Asian design.
I'm Yuzuru Kitagawa from Nihon Sekkei and the chief architect of the project. It's an honor for our team to receive the Grand Award from DFA.
Fuzhou Tea House pays tribute to Chinese heritage through innovative perspectives that preserve and even reimagine our traditional culture and identity. The built environment of this modern tea house and sales office revolves around a precious Chinese artifact, the wooden structure of a high-ranking Qing Dynasty official's residence, which has been cleverly integrated as the main focal point within its contemporary structure.
Greetings from Shanghai. On behalf of Niren Hu, Rosanna and I would like to thank DFA for giving us this grand award.
And for noticing this project that is in Fuzhou. It's a tea house. It's a kind of a smaller project. And thank you for giving us such an amazing award.
Thank you.
Struck by the global pandemic, we are currently witnessing to the rise of new and hybrid working styles and spaces from all over the world. Zhuzhou head office building in Japan revolutionized the typical workspace by shaping a groundbreaking office environment defined by suspended roofs, high ceilings and ample spatial fluidity that strongly encourages a deeper sense of connection and interaction among people.
Hello, I'm Hiroshi Nakamura from NAP Architects from Tokyo. On behalf of the people in the design, including technical cooperation, I would like to express my deepest gratitude for the office receiving Grand Award of Design for Asia Awards 2021.
One of the most outstanding was the YDS 150, which is a new digital saxophone. The judges particularly liked the merging and blending of the great engineering and electronics technology and design to create such a wonderful product. One of the main benefits that I particularly liked was the fact that you can play this instrument silently. So it doesn't disturb the neighbors, of course, but also it can record as you're playing. And it also can change from a soprano, an alto, a tenor, and even to a baritone. From the aesthetic point of view, it's beautifully designed. It has a polished cone at one end, which has the character of a saxophone. And then it has a black body with the keys and a beautifully detailed and formed body.
These Seoul and New York-based genderless labels combine bold design and daring silhouettes with fine materials, relaxed detailing, and vivid dyes in elaborate patterns.
My inspiration is my life and myself, and other New Age artists' work are my biggest inspiration. And especially if they have started from the bottom and worked their way up, then they knew their worth and of course would lead to their success. So this mindset drove me keep making creative things and pursue success in my own way. So in a way, I think we're inspiring each other.
This design, replacing the conventional backrest with a mesh, has greatly improved the existing desk chair and is lighter and more environmentally friendly.
Our design concept is the Japanese bow. So bow, yeah. So it's kind of simplicity and very unique design, yeah. So to make use of this method, this point to the product. So to keep the good design of the product as well as achieve the sustainability. So this is difficulties to develop the product. So and then we decided some new method to develop the products. So actually, developing this product, we collaborated with a design team in Europe. Yeah. So the product designer is Club. Yeah. And then the engineer is in Europe too. Yeah. Yeah. Thank you very much.
The DFA Awards is specifically Young Design Talents Award YDTA for young design graduates and young design practitioners. The winner will get very good opportunity to study or work abroad for 6 to 18 months. And also, you can see that from this year, one of the grand winners is actually very young architects from OOA. They're also one of our design incubation program, incubatees.
DFA Hong Kong Young Design Talent Award considers it vital to showcase outstanding Hong Kong young designers to the world and to explore how young creative force can create a better future. This year, 16 awards will be bestowed upon young designers who are full of passion, design capabilities, and fresh attitude. As a product designer, Kevin worked in the commercial sector for a year before focusing on designing upcycled products and raising eco-awareness.
For the past 10 years, it's a big change from people that think upcycling could be just a gimmick or things can be very handicraft to nowadays school or big corporation are starting to realize that it can be important and it's something worth to explore. So it is quite a change. It usually is tell a good story because when you work with old material, it has a previous life. And that makes the project unique and touches people's heart in a very different way. It can't be achieved when you're using new material. I believe designers have the power to engage with the society and also inspire everyone to bring social change together.
Cathy earned her Bachelor of Arts in Fashion and Textiles in Hong Kong and won the Champion and the Best Visual Presentation at the Hong Kong Young Fashion Designers Contest.
My inspiration is often a lot of illusion stuff. I have mentioned liquify is my design statement. Also, I always attract to a lot of contradictive architecture, different medias of art that has this kind of characteristics. I think Hong Kong for now still has the tree mix is still here, but like some Shui Po, more and more new shops are getting into Sham Shui Po, and the traditional trimmings has gone a little bit. So like, I hope the traditional store can still keep their running and let their stock benefits our young designers as well. I actually grew a lot through this final year project because previously I do sketches. I do a lot of surreal sketch, but I didn't make it into the real garment. But like for this collection, I've made a 5 outfits collection. So like I do experience a lot by these hands-on projects, and I do meet a lot of masters, such as print artists, my teacher. The old generation actually can teach us a lot of things, and always I think that it's not a one-man thing, it's like a group thing, and I do very thankful for all the people I met and taught me in this experience. Yeah. I would like to say that I'm really thankful for my teacher, Brenda Choi, I've mentioned before, and also I have to be thankful for my parents, my father and my mother, and my friends as well. They helped me a lot in this journey. I think there are a lot of masters in Hong Kong, but like you have to be passionate and you have to be sincere in what you're doing as well.
Melody received her Bachelor of Science in Architecture at the Bartlett School of Architecture, University College London, and then went on to complete her Masters of Architecture at Columbia University. She has worked in Hong Kong, London, and New York on both public and private sector projects.
The vision for these projects is to create something out of the box, something you rarely have the opportunity to see in Hong Kong, such as our Siu Hei Playground. We received a lot of good feedback from the designs. I think the most important aspect is to find the balance between community needs and, as an architectural practitioner, our desire to break boundaries and design something new. I want to thank the organizer for giving me this prestigious award, my family and friends who have been great supporters for me, and the company that nurtured me to this day. With the support of this award, I plan to go to Copenhagen to learn about sustainability and design.
Elaine's final year project, Deathful, is an education campaign for young adults to explore the forbidden topic of death, inspired by the traditional danse macabre.
The project tries to encourage people to discuss death and maybe try to give them an alternative viewpoint towards the subject. So I first started this project because a friend of mine suffered from grief and bereavement very badly, and that was the moment I realized, although death is such an important matter, we didn't really have the chance to learn about it, and our parents will not discuss it because they think it will just bring bad luck. And so I want to do something to help them, also help myself, because I also afraid of death very much, and I'm afraid of the idea how my family might leave me one day, and that's why this project is started. Most of them think that it's interesting to see death in illustrative way and also in a dark humor way, and they have never tried this kind of perspective before. But for me, I know that there are some flaws in my project as well, like the games, etc. So I'm also trying my best to improve the project. I want to say thank you, first of all, to my professor and tutors for helping me to go on the right path and giving me so many suggestions for my project. And also, I want to thank you, all the interviewees, the social workers, and also NGOs for accepting my interviews and giving me so many insights on my topic. And also my friends and classmates, they always are so supportive and discuss my project with me and give me a lot of useful suggestions, and of course, my family for giving me all the support I needed.
With all the creativity, hard work, and engagement, DFA Awards is proud to support and reward these future design leaders and help them pursue their design dreams. Once again, congratulations!